Today we've actually got a few changes. We are switching away from last read D&D, moving away from D&D and going to be just focusing on RPGs in general. So this could be tabletop RPGs or it might even be video game RPGs. But me personally, I'm starting to move away from D&D. Thanks, Wizards. But today we are going to be taking a look at Pathfinder. More specifically Pathfinder 2nd edition, and kind of a first look of it within Foundry. So, I'm going to hop on over and let's take a look at what we got. So I've got Foundry up and open, and I was doing some troubleshooting because for some reason when I went to install the system, I couldn't install it. Now, what was the cause of that? The cause of that was I wasn't up to date on my version of Foundry on my personal computer. Now, if you're using the Forge or something like that, it'll always make sure you have access to the most up-to-date version of whatever game system it is to the system of Foundry you're using. So, if you're using something like the Forge, it's not going to be an issue. But for me, I had to update my personal computer up to the latest version, which is version 10.291. So, once I did that, I was able to find Pathfinder 2nd edition. Alright, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and create a world. I'm just going to name it PF2E, just because for my personal computer, it's me trying and exploring things. And you might have noticed that there was another game system that I'm testing out, aptly named Test. Actually, I have nothing on there right now, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Yep, I know, kind of stupid to delete stuff, but when you have nothing on it, that's fine. Now, I will point out I do have a ton of modules already. I am not going to be using any of those. That might be a lie. But right now I want to just pull up Pathfinder 2e, see what we've got, and go from there. Now, if you are new to Foundry, I recommend that you do the tutorial world and go through that. But I'm going to just go ahead and pull up Foundry, see what we've got, see what I can do with it, and see what the differences are for me. But basically, I don't think it's going to be too different. You got your measurement. Oh, hey, those are grayed out. Oh, probably because I don't have a scene. Let's just create a scene. Welcome. Oof. See if I can type today. There we go. Welcome. Alright, see, now all those are accessible. Alright, so yep, I just needed a welcome screen. Right now, I do not need to use anything, but we will go with, let's just change it to a blue. Blue's more calming. Alright, so we've got a scene. I don't have anything on it, but if you wanted to import, alright, so let's go over this first. Chat messages, also sometimes referred to as a chat log, at least by me. This is where all your messages are going to pop up. You have your encounters, combat tracker. Oh, interesting. Alright, and then you got your scenes. Scenes can be set up or created one way, but you can organize them in many different ways. Then we have our actors. Creating an actor, simply click the create actor button. You get to choose what type. Oh wow. Alright, so coming from 5th edition, we had 3 options. Alright, we had player character, NPC, and vehicle. So now they've added hazard, loot, and familiar. I think that's a Pathfinder thing. That is very interesting. So for now, I'm just going to go with the character sheet. I'm going to name them Sean. Yes, Vane. Alright, so this is what the Foundry version of the Pathfinder character sheet looks like. I'm just going to make this full screen. That way we can see everything we've got here. Okay. So we've got temp HP, current HP, and max HP. We got dying and wounded. Now, granted, I don't know what the differences are. I am completely new to Pathfinder. but this is looking pretty cool. I do like that there's color to the character sheet, whereas in D&D's character sheet was very blah and vanilla, but I think that was all because it was just using the OGL, whereas Pathfinder's actually supported. We have our initiative, we have our perception. Oh, quick, easy perception checks, I like that. Untrained, so skills. Fortitude, reflex, and will saves. Then you have your immunities, weaknesses, and resistances, and those are actually pretty easy to edit because you can just click on it. So, alright, cool. Then you have your 6 ability scores: strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Your base speed, your size, your coverance, bulk, don't know that one. Max bulk, don't know. And then just background or information about your character. That's cool. Alright. Oh, wow. Alright, then their actions. We got actions, reactions, free actions. Now, if I'm not mistaken, oh, and then we have strikes. Very nice. So I'm assuming with actions, you're going to have different costs pointed out. Then exploration actions and downtime actions. Oh, this is so cool. Pathfinder's looking interesting. Then your inventory. So weapons, armor, equipment, consumables, treasure, containers, total coinage, total wealth. Oh, interesting. Total wealth. And then you got your different currencies up above, which you can add to. You have platinum, gold, silver, copper. Very nice. And then spell casting. What do we got here? This is crafting. Ooh, I don't know anything about crafting. I didn't know Pathfinder had it. And then things you're proficient with. Okay, I am familiar with this part. So pretty much level ups, you get to pick up on a number of different. You either get points towards abilities or skills, if I'm not mistaken. Different feats. Oh wow. I think you pick up feats depending on ability scores and skills. So this is really cool. And obviously ancestry and features and feats, and then class features and feats. Yeah, wow. That's cool. And then we have effects. So this could be things that are going on currently. So like if you're concentrating on something, or if you're poisoned, that should, so effects will be concentration, condition would be like poisoned. DD, boons or curses, okay. Very cool. Now, biography, we saw a lot of this, we saw some of this anyways. No, we did not see any of this. Alright, so I thought we were seeing this stuff from your character's, basically, yeah, your character's information. I thought we were seeing that again here in the biography. But no, we're just, this is all new stuff. We got the appearance, backstory, birthplace, what their behavior's like. Oh wow, it even gives you a little description in the, if you hover your mouse over it. That is so nice. This is well designed. And then we have Pathfinder Society. Alright, so if you're using Society, this is information you would be using. Okay, very cool. Now, when you create a character and you choose their art, I am just going to choose, let's go ahead and just use, oh, this is Pathfinder's default icons. Very cool. Let's go ahead, let's jump over, I don't want to use this system. I want to use a core. I'm just going to use the core image of the D20, the Foundry D20. Now, when I drop an actor out onto the sheet, it should give me their token. The first time you add art to your character, it's going to use the character art for your token art, and you can have them both be separate. So, when you create your character, this is how you change your character art. When you want to change your token art, you're going to go to your prototype token. Alright, now, token name is going to be the name that the token goes by. So if you get in an encounter, it'll show up in the encounter tracker. Now, for this, where it says never displayed, if you change it, it'll display accordingly. So when controlled, so let's minimize that. When I have it clicked, that is when it's controlled. Hovered by owner, so if somebody owns it or the game master, they will always see the name when hovered. So let me do this. Hovered by owner. Kind of hard to see that, even for me. So now it says the name. Hovered by anyone, that means anybody, including other players, can hover over it and see the name. Always for owner, and always for everyone. Pretty self-explanatory. Me personally, for player characters, I like to do the hovered for anyone, because then anybody in the party can hover over, see the name, and it's not too big and bulky that it blocks everybody's view. Now, changing the token, you can change it with the image path. I recommend doing it on the prototype token, not the token configuration. As a game master, to access the token configuration, double right click and it'll pull it up. Or if you single click, you have this little gear icon. Okay, so you can change the image from there. We can go ahead and go back to the shadow mystery man. Update. Ooh, that did not update. Select token. Update token. Interesting. Is it because it's paused? No. Game paused. Spacebar. That'll unpause it. Alright, so I'm surprised it didn't change. Probably because of that? No. Alright, cool. But, alright, so that's the Pathfinder character sheet. That is very nice. I like that. Deity. I don't know what that does. Huh. But yes, I do love how this is set up. And like almost everything you can click on, figure out more. Oh wow. Yeah, this is well set up. I've not played Pathfinder before. I know my players, their concern was it being crunchy. But going through this, I am not one bit worried about that. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to create a folder named PCs, so player characters, and I'll drop in the player characters in there. I also generally make a party token, so like this would normally be my party token, is the Foundry D20. So I'll name it party, and then I'll have an inactive folder. So I'll drop them in there. And then for me, I then make configure ownership, and then I will have everybody be observer of the token. So any player who sees the party token can see through the party token's vision. So, all right, items. All right, yeah, Pathfinder has done a great job. They break everything down quite nicely. You've got your armor, consumables, containers, equipment, kits, treasures, weapons, ancestry, background, class, deity, feats, features, heritage. You got your other actions, effects, NPC attacks, and spells. This is well done. The creators of the Pathfinder system have done a great job. Let's just create a piece of armor. I'm just going to generalize it with armor. Carried bulk. Negligible. Okay, so different weights. Well, okay. Wow. To me, this just does not make any sense because I'm not familiar with Pathfinder. But this, I'm just going to say, it is well designed. And then you got your details. Okay, oh, they have that built in. Oh, that is so nice. So in 5e, you had to download a module so you could mystify an item. But this, you can just do it through the item. Unidentified, unusual armor. Oh, oh, that is great. Wow, they have done a great job setting this up. You can change the rarity, set traits. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. This is a very nice one. This is nice. All right, journal entries. Journal entries are very similar to everything else, but they've done a big, massive overhaul going from version 9 to version 10 of Foundry with the journals, and it's a beautiful overhaul. Takes some getting used to, but it's good. So, to start with, on your journal, you cannot just go in and just type willy-nilly. You can't. You have to create a page. So, and I'm keeping everything general because I don't know if I'm going to keep this world. I think I might keep it just for exploratory, but for now. And so once you're in a page, now you can start taking notes. Or I would start with naming it. And we'll have our little welcome. This is where you can take notes. Now, another fun thing is doing the block text for secret. This is stuff that only the GM can see. Now, if you go back to the journal, you can reveal it so anyone who is viewing this can see it. Players do not automatically have access to the journals. You have to give them permission to view it. So, permission to view it. You're going to just right click. This is the same for everything. Once you right click, you'll have a few options. Delete, duplicate, configure ownership, export data, import data. Delete is pretty straightforward. You delete it, it's gone. Duplicate, same thing, it's just like a copy paste. It's just one action. Alright, configure ownership. This is where it's a little different. This is where you get to tell who gets to access it. Currently, I have no players added to the game, so it's just me. But you can change it so that they have limited access, they have observer rights, and then they have ownership. Right now, for journals, I do not know what the difference is between limited and observer. But ownership means that they can go in and edit this. Now, even though they cannot see the secret block, if they go in and do a highlight all and delete, they will also delete your secret block. So, be very cautious when you do full ownership of journals to players, especially if you have, well, only if you have secret blocks. If you don't have secret blocks and you've created a journal for them, let them have fun with it. And then export, import data. If you are transferring anything from one world to another world, that's how you're going to do it. You're going to export it. It'll download as a JSON, and then to import it, you'll import data. You'll select the JSON file you want. Just make sure that it's the same type. So actor, journal. No actors for journals and journals for actors. That causes problems. So next we have role tables. Let's just see what this table has for us. Okay, nothing too different here from what I'm used to. You got your table name, your table description. This is where you can roll any sort of table. And then you get your roll formula. Now, you don't have to input a roll formula. I'll show you why. I'm going to drop in a few things. I'm just going to go A, B, C, D, E, and F. Perfect, 6. So, if you hit this balance, normalize result weights, it auto populates the die formula you need. Now if I was to change it to a 2 on each of these for the weight, now I'll change it to a D12 and it'll correct the range for 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, cool. Now, if I roll, I'm going to show you what the draw with replacement and draw display roll to chat. So we're going to go to the chat messages, the chat log, and we're going to roll. So right now, it's shown to animate the roll. And we got a 3, and it gave us B. Alright, now, if I say get rid of the roll to chat, and we roll again, now I just get F. I don't get the 1d12 3. Alright, now, if I draw without replacement, that means when I roll that item, it is now locked out, and even though it'll still roll a d12, 1 and 2 cannot be picked. Now 7, 8 can't be picked. And we can keep doing this until all the options are no longer available. Once that happens, it's all locked out and there's no results available. So you'd have to reset it. So, for most tables, you're going to draw with replacement. There are some circumstances where you would want to do without replacement, but that is up to you to decide. But those are those differences. Since we're here, we have kind of filled up the chat log with nonsensical things. A few ways to clean it up is you can click the individual trash cans. That can take a while, especially if you have had a whole game session. And so, quick and easy, you can clear the chat log. Now, what if you have something important? Go ahead and save or export that chat log. Save it. Maybe you want to go back and someone's like, hey, what did I roll at the end of the session for my reflex save? Well, if you export the chat log, then you can pull it back up and review it. Whereas if you've already deleted it and didn't export it, it's gone. So now one thing I did miss was the role modes. Public role, everybody gets to see it. Private GM role, the player and the GM get to see the role. Blind GM role, only the GM sees it, and self role, only the person rolling gets to see it. So that's what those are. Let's see here. We were on roll tables. Yep. So that's the roll tables. Not too bad. Not too different from 5e. Alright, create card stack. I have not dealt with cards at all, to be fair. This is brand new in version 10. I have been looking at a system that uses them, so I am going to be exploring with them. But right now, I do not have any experience with them. Let's just see what. Okay, so we've got our standard deck of cards, quick and easy. Alright, cool. Let's shuffle, I guess. I mean, that's kind of nice. And then deal. You must create a hand or pile to deal cards to. Okay, so how do you create a hand? Alright, see, I would say that's one kind of fault, is that they don't give you information, like how to do that. But I bet you, if you went through the tour, you could find... No. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I would have thought that they would have had everything you needed for creating decks of your card stacks, because this is a new feature with version 10, and the tour management is also brand new with version 10, and so I would expect it to be there. So that's kind of disappointing, to be honest. Playlist. If you are running music through Foundry, this is where you'll find your music and how you can control the volume. Right now I'm running music on the side. And then you have your compendiums. And holy crap, I have not imported anything. All I've done is installed Pathfinder 2e game system, and there is a ton here. Wow, I'm very, very impressed. Alright, so it is broken down. You got your actors, so whatever you want to pull in here, yeah, you will notice that there is no art for them. So it does look like you are responsible for that. That is fine. Now, you can do a few things. You can toggle visibility. I just leave that alone. It is locked. Leave it locked. Don't need to duplicate it. But if you want to import all content, which I do not recommend for large compendiums, because the more data you have in your world, the longer it's going to take for it to load up, no matter where it is, whether it's local or on the cloud. Alright? So what you want to do is you want to import individual entries. And so you just right click, import entry. Oh, I guess we should do that. Let's go ahead, let's import. Alright, now we've got our ASMR Redeemer creature. It's a challenge rating 5 creature, or creature 5. But, I mean, they qualify as ASMR, human, humanoid. Alright, armor class, shield, HP, all, wow, this is cool. But yep, they've got all their information. This is a non-player character sheet, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here, what do they call it? Yep, NPC. Cool. So this is what the NPCs would look like. Very nice, well done. I don't know what else they're going to have. Let's see, gallery, nope. I was hoping the gallery would have like actual art or something. Yeah, it looks like everything is going to be pretty much just generic things. You have your traps. Let's go ahead and import one of those here. Okay, it's a hazard 1. Alright, very nice. It's a mechanical trap. Stealth DC, description. Oh, wow. This is very nice. Definite kudos to whoever has set up all this. I know for a fact this is a lot of work, and so they have done a wonderful job doing so. I also think Paizo has done a wonderful job setting this up. Alright, you got your actions, ancestries, backgrounds. This is amazing. This is well done. Wow. Alright. Your Game Master Guide. Basically, if you wanted to read anything up within Foundry, it looks like you've got everything you need for it. Wow. Fumbled. Okay. Oh, okay. So now here. I would take these journals, this critical fumble deck, and I would actually throw it. Oh wow, there's what, 50? Yeah, 50 decks. No, there's 53 right there. So it looks like there's 53 decks. What I would, and this would take a while. I would do is I would take all 53 of these and create individual decks. And so if you had, I would have well, I wouldn't make them decks. I would make them roll tables. So I would have a melee critical fumble deck. And each one of these, I would copy and paste it. Or what I would do. Actually, no, this is what I would do. I would import these as journals. Leave them as is. And then I would get the journal links. So let me just do this. I'm going to import all of these, because I want to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to import. Yes. Once you're imported, you're going to find there's a folder with all of them in here. Now, what I actually would do is I'm going to create another folder, and I'm just going to name it Fumbles. And now the slow process of moving them in one by at a time. But what I really would like to do is create a roll table. So I'm going to do this real quick. Now, the reason why I want to do a roll table is then I'm going to give players access to observe it, because then they can roll on it. And when they roll a fumble, then you have them roll on the deck. And what it'll do is it'll tell you which deck they've pulled. And there we go. There's that one. All right. Create roll table. Yes. And here we go. We're going to roll. And it said critical fumble deck 44. And then it pulls it up. And now you know what they've done. That is beautiful. That is lovely. This is amazing. Oh, they even have roll tables already set up for you. They already had the deck. They already had the critical fumble deck. Let's see. Let's just roll it. Let's see what that looks like. They already did it. Wow. They've already done it. You don't have to go through that process that I just went through. I can delete that journal, all those journals. I can delete that roll table that I created, fumbles. I can delete that. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. So, alright, well, that is everything I've got for you for right now. That is core Foundry, no modules. Like you saw, creating the world from scratch up. You can go ahead and play with the modules. Find some and play with them. My recommendation, Dice So Nice. Start out with that. That is a beautiful module. Adds dice to the game. Visual, digital dice. Very nice. So, I'm going to be on later tonight. I'll catch you then.